Here I sit in the middle of this field, all alone with my knees drawn up to my chest under the most depressing, gloomy sky. What did I do that was so wrong? I've tried to be a good person, helping others, doing what my husband, Dave, expected and asked of me, and raising our only son, Bill, to be able to take care of himself and respect other people. Why am I being punished? It wasn't that long ago when I was cleaning and cooking meals for my family. Yes, I thought life was great. I wasn't thrilled about Bill going into the Army, but it's his life. I voiced my opinion and then had to let him go. Suddenly, Dave got all lovey-dovey the last 2 months of our lives together, taking me out to dinner, dancing, and buying me things. He never acted this way before. I thought it was because of the transition of Bill going into the Army, but no, I was wrong. The last night started out wonderful. Dave made me feel like a princess, bringing me flowers, taking me out to the Caribbean fiesta. We started off with sharing a spicy wing platter appetizer, followed by a jerk pork plate with rice and red beans, and drank a bottle of Reservoir, my favorite white wine. After dancing to the live reggae band, we returned to our seats. Dave started talking about taking an all-inclusive 7-day Jamaican resort trip. How exciting an exotic getaway. I can't wait to stretch out on the hammocks, listen to the waves crashing into the sand while reading a book and sipping on a strawberry daiquiri, I thought. Then he dropped the news. I have to do the right thing, he said. I have to divorce you and marry her. She's pregnant. What? Do the right thing? Who is she? You need to do the right thing? You should have never done the wrong thing. You're married, I cried, running out of the restaurant. How stupid was I to think I was included in the private little getaway? When the divorce papers came, I wasn't going to sign them. I was going to draw it out as long as I could. After all, it was the two of them that had to play around. Let people see them for who they really are. But no, I had to do the right thing. Pastor said, you have to let him go and move on with your life. Let Jesus be your husband now. He will be the one who will take care of you. Ha, right. The last 6 months, I have been going to church on a regular basis, helping out wherever I could. I put in applications and resumes everywhere I went, only to get, you don't have any experience. We need someone who can speak Spanish. We're not hiring right now. We will keep your application on file for 6 months. What's wrong with me? Everyone wants me to volunteer for this and that, but that doesn't pay my bills. On top of everything, 2 hours ago we buried my only son. He was only 23. While buying me flowers to surprise me on his way home for a 2-week military leave, Bill was shot during a robbery. He would have been safer staying in Iraq. Everyone was real nice at the funeral. If you need anything, let me know. And then they would walk over to be with Dave and his pregnant wife, asking them all kinds of questions about the baby. I overheard Beverly say that the baby's name is going to be William Mark and called Bill after his big brother. He is not Bill. Can't they be more original? I know that Bill was named after Dave's father, who passed away when Dave was 17. He named the first and I was supposed to name the second. I was submissive to my husband by waiting. It's not time yet. We will talk about it next year. But as you know, Lord, he never wanted another child. I just can't take any more, Lord. I cannot go back into that church and see them. Why did they have to start attending my church? Maybe I'm being selfish, but I don't want to be around them. There's a church on just about every corner. Let them go to one of those churches. After all, I did nothing wrong. I wanted to work part-time when Bill went to school, but no. Dave insisted that I be at home. I'll take care of everything, he said, and I stayed home. I entertained by throwing company parties in our home, took care of all the little details for out-of-town company guests, and planned all the company getaways. My husband enjoyed the fruits of my labor a little too much by having affairs. This is the thanks I get for being loyal. Everything has been taken away from me. I'll make your house notes. You'll never have to worry about a place to live, he said, while finalizing our divorce. I don't want just a place of memories. I want my family back, Lord. I want total restoration. I want to wake up from this horrible nightmare and things be the way I thought they once were, before the affairs began. I need a good-looking wife so company deals will go smoothly, not a wife who is starting to show her age. I hate to tell him. It hasn't been easy staying a size 10 all these years. My shoulder-length highlighted brown hair blew violently through the air as the wind picked up and the sky grew darker and darker. Drops of rain began falling, hitting one after another, until the downpour drenched me head to toe. I'm not leaving. I'm not going home until you talk to me, Lord. You owe me at least that much. I've heard people say that you have spoken to them. I have no one else. I need direction for my life. Maybe I'll just catch pneumonia and die. Take me out of my misery, I yelled, shivering. After a while, I could no longer feel the cold or cry anymore. I just sat waiting. The storm stopped and the sun rose as the birds sang around me. Lord, I have been here all night in the cold, pouring rain without hearing your voice. Do people lie about you talking to them? Or is there something wrong with me that you don't talk to me? I muttered. As I straightened out my stiff, cramped legs and reclined back in the drenched grass, watching the puffy white clouds floating by, I whispered, that one looks like a lamb, lost and all alone, and that one looks like a shepherd following after the lamb. The good shepherd goes after his lost sheep. I'm here listening. I was crying with you last night. Now it's time for you to move forward. There will be many obstacles ahead of you. No matter what the circumstances are, I will never leave you or forsake you. I will always be with you. An indescribable peace filled my entire being as I thought, it's time to go home. Thank you, Jesus, I said with a sigh of relief. As I drove home, the words played over and over again in my head. I pulled up to my house, went in, took a hot shower, heated up some tomato soup and water, and ran upstairs to get my Bible. I remember sermons talking about the Good Shepherd and God never leaving or forsaking me. It's somewhere in the Bible, and I'm going to find it, I excitedly rejoiced. Sitting down at the round oak kitchen table, sipping soup and tea with my Bible, pen, and paper, I opened my Bible to the back, looking for scriptures pertaining to the shepherd and never being forsaken. I found John 10:1-16 and Hebrews 13:5. As I turned to John 10:1 in the King James Version of my Bible, I sighed. It's been a long time since I've read anything in you. Lord, help me find these scriptures and understand. I began reading, wondering as I read John if I was like a thief and a robber, because I was entering into the Lord's presence out of desperation. But then I came to the conclusion that I would be okay, because Jesus would take care of me and guide me through anything I would go through. Thank you, Jesus, because I heard your voice for the first time. I am one of your sheep. I flipped to Hebrews 13:5, and it actually read, I will never leave thee nor forsake thee. As I went over and over these verses in my mind, I got up, rinsed out my dishes, placed them in the dishwasher, and went upstairs to bed. I am so tired, Lord. Good night, I said as I curled up between the white sheets with cherry pink roses and fell sound asleep.